So the most important, probably the most important function was meals delivered. So the meals delivered enables me to record how many people I feed, how many females, because the male-female ratio is an important data for the local authority.
Yeah.
Priority is given to single females in terms of housing and lots of other services, for obvious reasons. You know, they're considered more of a safeguarding risk. So being able to record things like meals delivered. We also give out goods, so things like tents, sleeping bags, wet wipes. You know, I have all that on the truck. It's good to know the numbers because that helps with your forward planning of orders. Locations, because you're not having a soup kitchen, being able to record in a new location every time and add a geolocation tab, so you can say, right, okay, I delivered food in 12 locations, and what I'm also getting from it is a timestamp. Although we're not recording a timestamp, I can look at it and say, okay, the last delivery finished and there was a 4-hour gap and we did 15 locations. And also recording mileage means I can also calculate the mileage covered, which is always roughly the same, somewhere between 30 and 35 miles a night. So being able to record mileage, times, locations, and what you actually do at that location and add names to it, so you can see what you get is, obviously, when you've got a rough sleeping community who move about, who are moving lots of different places, there is people who you'll deliver who you see on the street. There's people who will still come to a centralish location because they're used to you going there.
Yep.
So they're used to being fed in that way. So within the confines of social distancing, you can do that and control the numbers. I'm able to have a rough idea of how long each location is going to take me, what I need to actually have available on a night-by-night basis, allowing for unusual requests I might have got the night before. But I can actually look at it and go, I can have a plan of everything from the route, the way in which I'm going to go around the town, how many people I'm expecting, how long I'm likely to be in that location from when I first start. I'm able to use all of that data by recording times, places, locations, name, and names. By recording names, it's only first names, but you start to see patterns of who you're feeding every night. Yeah. And then you can start to segment those people by categories to identify what the problem is. So someone's rough sleeping, that's an obvious problem in that you're bringing food to them and feeding them. That's the core group, if you like. So once you know who those people are, it becomes a checklist of how many of those people will be fed, and you might see them in different places, not just where they bed down. You can identify, for instance, that from the data, if you feed them at 6 o'clock, you miss more people than if you feed them at 10 o'clock, because if you feed them at 10 o'clock, they're more likely to be in the place where they bed down.
Yes.
So you start to attach people to locations and then know who's missing. So I know roughly who should be at each location.